WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
To the Ron Todd Show with your host, Ron Todd, for the latest in gospel music and good talk on one of the fastest growing internet gospel stations, WVTC Detroit. Ron can be heard each Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Set your reminders and tell your friends. Ron's back on the air and it's fire. You can reach out to Ron on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Let's enjoy the Ron Todd Show. With all my mind, with all my mind, with all my mind, with all my mind. I came to glorify you. Yeah. I came to magnify. I came to bless your name. I came to bless your name and give you praise. Ready? Pump your fist like this. Woo! With all my might, with all my might, oh yeah. To lift up my head, I wanna praise you. I came to glorify you, magnify you. With all my might, with all my might, yeah. I came to praise him.
What's up, y'all? You've been looking for me. Well, here I am. Same place, same time, every week. This is the Ron Todd Show, and I'm that guy. I'm Ron Todd. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you. We have a great show for you today, so this is what I need you to do. I need you to tell everybody to make sure that they get logged on. However you're watching, tell them to watch the same way. Tell them to make sure they get on. Don't forget, if you're on Facebook, you can always write comments and things of that nature. I would love to speak back to you, but I'm ready to find out what the tea is. It's time for What's the Tea in these here streets. Here we go. in these streets. All right, here we go. Save the day. My brother is doing a live recording, and I'm super excited. That's right. We call him the Superman, Eric Dion. Sunday, March 29th at 6 p.m. It's going to be at Great Faith Ministries. That's 10735 Grand River Avenue in Detroit, Michigan. I need everybody to be there. Let me tell you, Eric is one of the hardest working singers in the city of Detroit. Now, I don't know if he got me beat because I think I work pretty hard. But he's one of the hardest singers, and he gives everything that he has. If you've ever seen Eric sing, he pours out his heart, his soul into worship and praise and what he does as an artist. So I want you guys to please support him. He's got a lot of surprise guests that are going to be there, some that you guys love. And so I think that if you love Eric like I do, and if you don't, just come anyway. It's going to be 6 p.m. on Sunday, March 29th. It's going to be amazing at Great Faith International. All right, the church lady, Bishop Doris Scott. That's right, she's at it again. It's time for the annual Martin Luther King Midnight Musical. I am super excited. It is happening on the 19th. This is an annual thing, you guys. We know here in the Metro Detroit area, this is what we do. We go to the Midnight Musical on the day before Martin Luther King Day, okay? 9 p.m. is going to be at Holy Ghost Cathedral. That is 1745 East Grand Boulevard in Detroit. Host pastor is none other than Bishop Corletta Vaughn. You guys want to be there. She's been doing this for so many years, and it's really a blessing. I saw the updated flyer today. She has some of my favorite singers, Titus Minor. She has Superintendent Waverly Bumbry and his amazing church choir. There's so many more. I don't want to go down the list because I'll forget their names and I don't have it in front of me. But you want to be there. It's going to be some great music, some great singing. I'm super excited. Can we support Bishop Doris Scott? I think we can. So I'll meet you there. All right? Conquerors Church and Ron Todd Productions is holding a casting call. The casting call is Saturday, February 1st from 3 to 6 p.m. It's going to be at Conquerors Church, 31542 Gratiot Avenue in Roseville, Michigan. So if you can act, you think you can act, always wanted to act. If you can sing, make sure you can sing. All right? Come to the audition at Conquerors Church because we have a phenomenal play. It's called A New Suit for Easter. It is a dramatic comedy, and it is also a murder mystery. So there's so much going on in this production, and if you like to act or if you love good gospel stage plays, this is going to be a good one for you. It's not going to be a long, drawn-out rehearsal schedule, so I think you'll enjoy this. So again, it's going to be at Conquerors Church on Saturday, February 1st from 3 to 6 p.m. Also, Finn Productions, Sheila Finn and Finn Productions, we are at it again. Told y'all I'm working hard. We're starting back our tour with the show Just for the Love of Money. The tour is going to start here in Michigan in Ypsilanti. So listen, if you missed the Detroit show, you want to catch the Ypsilanti show. It's 2 shows. One is on the 25th and one is on the 26th. It's going to be held at Greater Faith Inc. 670 I'm going to spell it, Onandago, because I'm going to butcher that street. It's Onondaga Avenue, Ypsilanti, Michigan, 49198. You can go to Eventbrite. That's where you can actually buy your tickets if you like. You can inbox me. I have tickets. They're only $20. I would love to see your face. So if you're in the Metro Detroit area, stop playing. It's about 30 minutes. Come on up to Ypsi. You know, you ain't got to buy a ticket. You don't have to take the Greyhound. You ain't got to fly nowhere. You don't have to get a hotel room. You just go on across the street. Come on to Ypsi. It's a great show. Saturday the show's at 3:30. Sunday the show is at 5:30. I would love to see you there. All right, that's it for the tea. The tea was a little long today, but y'all keep it locked right here. We got so much more for you. My partner in crime is here. Penny Pen's in the building, so y'all know what that means. That means lots of fun, lots of laugh, and lots of knowledge. Keep it locked right here to the #1 internet radio show in the world, WVTC Gospel Detroit. We'll be right back. right, guys, we are back right here on the Ron Todd Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, don't forget, if you are like me and you just got a big mouth, so you figure you should have a show, you can always join our WVTC family. All you have to do, listen here. If you email me, I'm going to email the right person. Because I bumped into this wonderful lady named Evangelist Sandy Rose, and that's how I got here. And don't you know you can be here too? Email me, PastorRonTodd@gmail.com, and you too can have Use a Show. All right? Okay, as you can see, the set just got so much more beautiful because the lovely Penny Pen is here. Listen, I'm always excited when you're here because it's just...
We always have a good time.
We have such a good time.
We
And
always have a
people
good
ask
time.
for you.
Oh, that's so special.
They want me to change the name of the show to the Ron and Penny.
No, we can't do that now. No, we can't
Yeah,
do that now.
they want it to be Ron and Penny.
No,
Like
can't do that
Regis
now.
and Kelly, or who is it now? Kelly and Ryan.
I don't know. I can't
Ryan,
keep
the
up
man
with
who
it.
fell off his chair on New Year's Eve. They've been talking about that thing allegedly.
Wasn't he a little drunk though? Wasn't he drunk?
Well,
Okay, never mind. Let it go.
you know, on those shows, they're always sipping
that that you know
cocktails.
of.
You know,
Right,
they got
speak
people-
that you know of. I don't know that.
Allegedly, praise
Allegedly.
the Lord. Amen. So we have so much to talk about. So many things have gone on. We're in a new year since
Yep.
I think you've been here.
Yep.
And I'm excited about 2020. It is absolutely our year. God is doing some amazing things
Thanks.
already.
Yep.
Just in the first 2 weeks of 2020, He's just blowing our minds,
Right.
isn't He?
I said I was going into 2020 with 2020 vision. I'm gonna see
I
everything
can
for
see
what
it.
it is.
Come on.
See
here.
everything for what it is
For
this
what
year.
it is.
Now I ain't got time for games.
That's right. We don't have time for it. I told somebody
Nope.
yesterday, tricks is for kids. At this age, my appetite does not call
See?
for the.
no trick.
I
Nope.
can't. I'm sorry, silly rabbit.
Yep.
But you know, I want to talk about some things because, of course, during New Year's time, right before, and then as we enter into the New Year's, everybody's always talking about New Year's resolutions.
I knew
And
you
you
were
know,
coming with it.
I like New Year's resolutions, but at the same time, I feel like I said in a status the other day, you know, instead of focusing on the new year, focus on a new you. You know, and then stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess my only issue with the New Year's resolutions is sometimes I feel like we set unobtainable goals.
Right.
You know, we
Right.
don't keep it real
Right.
with what we're working with. Now, don't get me wrong, we don't put limits on God.
Right.
However, I think sometimes we're a little far-fetched with what we expect within certain time periods. And my thought is, if we're going to set goals, let's reach high, but then don't beat ourselves up if we don't obtain them.
Well, reach attainable. So not necessarily reach high.
Right.
You know, and that's one of the things I will never forget. One of the doctors that I work with, it's an endocrinologist. You know, everybody starts off with, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. I'm going to walk 3 miles a day, I'm going to run. And basically it was like jog and run. And he always told all his patients is, do something that you can keep doing the rest of the year. Like,
Right.
don't start off in the gym 4 and 5 days a week if you know you're not going to keep doing that. Do 1 day a week. And actually, whatever you start off doing, you need to do something that you can do even if you don't make it to the gym or you
Right.
don't make it to, because that's just, and I use that because that's just the most common resolution. Everybody sets off to do something. So reach a goal that's attainable.
Right.
You know, don't say, I'm going to drop 30 pounds this month. You know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim for, 1 or 2 pounds a week because that's reachable.
Exactly.
You know, don't start off with this healthy eating regimen that you cannot stick to.
Right.
So if it's I drink pop, this week I'm not going to have any pop. Next week I'm not going to have any pop. Next week I won't have any pop. And once you've done something 21 days in a row, then it becomes a habit.
Right.
And you're not challenged with that anymore. But, anybody can tell you right now you can't get a treadmill at Planet Fitness, but just hold on.
Right. Give
March
them
1st,
the March.
you're going to be able to go in there and meeny, miny, mo, pick whichever one you want.
Come on.
So don't reach high, reach attainable.
Right.
Something that you can do.
I mean, when you think about it, I'm sure it's just like when your brother was doing the City of David. I'm sure it wasn't like, oh, okay, we're going to do this next week. It's like, no, there's still a process
There's still
to
a
the
process.
way we do things.
Yep, and you have to follow that process. And everything is a building block.
Absolutely. So let's talk about a few things. We talked about joining gyms. So that seems to be one that's very, very popular. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that because now I've
nothing wrong
had
with it.
many.
Maybe
Listen, let me see how fast I can say it. Many. No. I've had lots of gym memberships.
Yep.
And I've paid for lots of gym memberships and I did not go. Now, but I will tell you this. When I actually paid for the higher end health clubs, I did go at least until it was time to renew.
Right. Because
So-
it probably offered more amenities and things that were
It
more
did.
enjoyable to you. But here's the thing, even about going to the gym, what do you do when you're there?
Well, a lot of time I went to the smoothie bar,
Okay.
and I drank
See
smoothies.
what I'm
Praise
saying?
His high holy name.
And what did you do when you leave there? Now, you can't leave a smoothie bar and leave the gym, and now you over there getting you a number one.
Ooh, and then how many
and fries,
protein
and
bars
fries
can
in
you
it.
eat? How many smoothies can you drink
Right.
before it's not
And-
good for you?
And again, just because it's a protein bar or that, you gotta read labels.
Yeah.
So, just,
And then I'm not gonna say the name of the gym. I joined one gym one year, and they was giving out pizza, and I sat there and ate 4 slices. They was giving away pizza. They had little purple chewy candies.
Oh, now that's my kind of gym.
Yeah.
I'm just going to eat.
So I would, and then the membership was so cheap. I joined for $1, and I was only paying $20 a month, and that was the highest membership. And I
Yeah.
sat in the little. I would go in there and sit in the massage thing, and it made you feel like you was in a waterbed. You know, I did all that, but I wasn't doing too much on the machine.
See, right,
I was
so-
getting that free pizza.
Right.
But when I went to the higher end gyms, I went because I was paying my money.
Right.
So sometimes it's not always good to take the cheaper route because you're like, oh, well, they taking that little $10 out my account. You don't even miss it. But you go to paying $80,
But
you
there's
gonna
some
go
people
in
that
there.
won't miss $80 and $75.
That's true.
So
That's
I mean,
true.
I have had friends that will pay,
And still won't go.
still won't go. So that's why I agree with. I just never forget that endocrinologist, and he says, do something that you're going to continue to do. So whatever habit you start, make sure there's a habit that you can continue with.
Well, what if
So-
you get an accountability partner? See, sometimes we get accountability partners just to pray and to fast with us and
Right.
things like that. But sometimes we have to do practical things. So what if
Yeah.
you say, okay, I need you to pray with me, but I also need you to go to the gym with me. Can we go to Jazzercise together?
I still think that if you're not self-motivated, that's got to be something that you've got to want to do for yourself.
Okay.
Because you can be my accountability partner, but I blocked you before from calling me. I'll block you again.
And you know how
I mean,
to
I
send
didn't
me
mean
the
to tell you that,
voicemail.
but yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I,
Now,
you
was
know,
when I had,
don't worry about it.
Okay.
We'll talk about that after
Right.
the show. We might take that to the parking lot. we got saw that one in the parking
I
lot.
said that voicemail came up too quick.
Real
The
quick.
phone didn't dial real good. Okay.
Yeah, but I think that's why you need to be your own accountability partner in life.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
it's nice to have a partner that you can work out with and do things with, but it's also good to know that you're self-motivated. Because as long as you're self-motivated, you're going to get further.
But then again, there's not a friend like the lowly Jesus.
Jesus,
Let him be your
honey.
accountability
Let him be
partner.
your
Somebody not
accountability
saying
coach.
nothing in the Catholic
That's
Church.
right.
Come on here.
That's right.
Well, also we like to talk about healthier eating.
Yep.
Healthier eating,
And
and
that
I
needs
think
to be a daily resolution.
a lifestyle resolution.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. And I'll tell you, today I had something that was just absolutely delicious for
I
lunch.
saw that.
It was zucchini. Zoodles, zucchini
Yeah.
noodles. And it was asparagus, artichoke, which I love artichoke.
Yeah.
Are you not crazy about artichoke?
Not crazy about artichoke, but I
In
like
the
zoodles.
right dish.
Okay.
The zoodles was good. So with the artichoke, some tomato hearts for me, just for the flavor, but I
love
don't have to
tomato
have
hearts.
tomatoes. What else was in there? Parmesan.
It looked really good.
It was delicious.
It looked really good.
But a lot of people can't get with the vegetable substitute. I'm going to tell you another thing that I made that I posted recently was the cauliflower pizza. I made pizza with a cauliflower crust.
I've had the Oprah one, that's good, and it is pretty good. I don't think hers is 100% cauliflower.
Yes.
Now, I'm not the chef. So I leave that to you. But I've heard, I've always thought, okay, I wouldn't mind trying it, but they said you have to wring the cauliflower out really good, because cauliflower holds too much water or something. So
No.
you got to wring it out really good, and so I don't know. That just turned me. I never tried it,
So,
but I
I
do
wish I
like
knew the
cauliflower
brand
crust
that I got.
pizza.
I wish I remember the brand. But I get a crushed red pepper flavor, which is amazing.
Okay.
And you
I
just
like
have to
crushed
put it in a non-stick pan, and it's like thin crust pizza. It's absolutely delicious.
Okay.
So that's a good substitute.
I like fried cauliflower. Now, I
Oh,
don't know if
my
that's good, but
goodness.
I do like fried cauliflower.
I love fried cauliflower.
I like fried.
And then I also do a cauliflower for a substitute for macaroni and cheese.
No, I'm gonna let you have that one.
And it is.
I believe it. I
rice.
do like the cauliflower mashed potatoes, but you're gonna have to leave my macaroni and cheese alone. Next,
It's so good. I'm
I'm
telling
gonna take
you.
your word for it.
All the flavors in the cheese and macaroni with
Okay.
substituting the noodles.
Okay.
Which, don't get me wrong, there are some calories still there, but you know, when we can try to subtract here and subtract there, it's better. So I say that to say that when we think about healthier eating, for some reason we think nasty. We think everything's
That's
going to
true.
be nasty. Because a lot of the fattening foods fried food tastes good. Let's be clear.
Oh, yes, it does.
It tastes
Have mercy.
good.
Yes, it does. Yes,
You
it
know,
does.
all of that, it tastes good.
Ain't nothing like that fried chicken.
There's nothing like fried chicken.
There's nothing like fried chicken. Now, I've had the the air fryer.
Yes.
Fried and that is a very good substitute.
Now, does it still taste fried?
It does. It does.
Really?
Yeah, it does. We've done chicken breast in it before, and it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to try it. Now I can bake some chicken that tastes fried.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'll let me know this week.
Right.
I'll be able to tell them next week.
Yes, I sure can. Yep. All right. So then some other resolutions that we hear about is I'm not going to be going to the club.
Say what now?
I'm not going to the club anymore.
I didn't know you went.
I don't go.
Oh.
But there are some saints
you better make it plain
who
then.
are still got one foot in the church and one foot on the banana peel, and they can't do the splits. So they make resolutions. I'm not going to go to the club anymore.
Right.
You know, or they say I'm going to quit smoking.
Yeah. Quit smoking. Everybody should do.
Yes.
Everybody should.
And tell them why.
Because if they really saw the damage that it does to their lungs, not just your lungs, but it constricts your arteries. So it slows your arteries from pumping enough blood to your heart. Once your arteries are constricted and damaged, they can give you medications to help them. Mm-hmm. But unless you are truly a miracle, the damage is done. So, you know, smoking is going to lead to strokes, it's going to lead to heart attacks, not to mention the various different cancers. So, yeah, you just want to leave the smoking alone, period. It's just not good for you. Don't go from, okay, well, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to go to vaping, because that's a whole nother issue with respiratory issues and lungs. So, just leave the smoking alone. I mean, it's just that's just something that's no good for you. Okay, but going to the club, I mean, I guess the first thing a person needs to find, why do you really go to the club? I mean, what's the satisfaction you're getting out of the club? You know,
you ain't got no rhythm, no way. Ever since you was a teenager, going to different parties and stuff, you used to wallflower. Come on in so we can teach you how to shout.
Hey, now you got to get in the mirror and practice that shout, just like you practice your hustles. Don't give God anything, you know, because you don't go to the club and do anything.
That's right.
So it ain't no sense in you coming there.
Come on.
You know, I need you to practice your step. Okay.
So you can give him your best praise.
Give him your best, so you can give him because you're taking your best to the club.
That's true. That's true.
So don't go to the club Saturday night taking your best and come to church Sunday morning looking like you just roll out of bed.
Right.
It's not fair. That's not what we want to do.
And another one that we hear all the time is I'm going to start going to church. I'm not going to just go to church on Easter, Mother's Day. Well, you know, they don't come on Father's Day. But
that's a whole
Christmas.
right. I'm like Donald Trump.
No.
We're trying to make fathers great again. We're trying.
Well, and we're also trying to make churches great again because for some reason, you know, I'm seeing overall in the body that people don't seem to have the same zeal that they once had for church, for ministry. You know, they don't mind going to a service here and there. They say they still love God, but they don't want to assemble themselves. They don't want to be accountable to anybody.
I guess we need to look at like why. You know, and I think people have gotten so busy in life that they have kind of forgotten certain things. And then I've also wondered if it's just also the easily access to, I don't go, but I can watch it on the internet. You know, has that really broken down the structure of us actually attending church? Personally, you know, just like you got to go to work, you know, but now a lot of people do work from home as well.
Right.
But there are certain aspects even of your job that you have to be in the building for.
Exactly.
Like, you know, they've even set it up for us, you know, where sometimes now I can see patients by video conference already. But there are certain times, once a month or once a week, that I have to be in the building for team meetings.
Absolutely.
Already. And if you're not in the building, then a lot of times they give us different prizes and different things, and I just say different levels of appreciation. So that's the same thing for a church. You've got to be in the house to receive that particular blessing.
Now,
So, you know, that internet thing, it's convenient. I think it's wonderful for our children that are away at school.
Sure.
Because
or if you're sick.
if you're ill.
Bedridden, yep.
Yeah, but I just don't think that you just get up and decide I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to watch it via internet. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know, I think that the blessings are truly within the house. In order to receive, you have to be there.
You know, there's a song, and I wish I knew who sang it, but it says, I was glad when they said unto me, come let us go into the house of the Lord, which is scripture. But then it says, it's our place of refuge, comfort, and joy. It's in the house of the Lord. And then they go on to say, if you're looking for love, you're looking for joy, it's in the house.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And then, you know, though, as a PK growing up, you know, you saw a lot of things transpire in the church. And one thing that we hear a lot of now is church hurt. I've been hurt in the church.
Know what?
I've been wounded in the church.
That is, can I say a pet peeve?
Sure.
I don't know if I can call it, if it's right to even call it a pet peeve, but that is one thing that I cannot stand, because you don't hear people saying, I got work hurt. You know, people quit jobs and change jobs all the time because their feelings are hurt on the job, but they don't not look for another job, or they don't do that. I mean, hurt is hurt, and the church doesn't hurt you, people hurt you.
Right.
And then you have to, I've also said, you know, at the beginning of this year, you know, 2020, I'm seeing things with 2020 vision, and it starts with self-reflection.
Come on.
And, you know, sometimes you just got to have thick skin about certain things. People are people.
Yep.
People are going to do things, and it's not necessarily meant to hurt you, you know.
Right.
So, but the church hurt thing I think it's an excuse. For some people.
Sure.
Now, there are some people that probably have had some devastating things happen in church. I see people all the time on my job that have devastating things happen at home, but we don't call it home hurt.
I was just going to say, some of us have been devastated on jobs, but you're not going to stop working.
You're not going to stop working, and you're not going to call it job hurt, you know. So.
Now, don't get me wrong. There are some circumstances that are there are what I'm trying to think of the right phrase for it. There are some circumstances where people may have been hurt at work and then they haven't worked since or whatever.
Right.
You know, there are those
Right.
those people. I'm talking as a majority.
Right.
Quite frankly, I agree. I think the church hurt thing is a bit played out.
Right.
I think it's played out.
Yeah, I think there are some people that have legitimately had things happen on their job that has caused them PTSD, and things that have happened in
Correct.
families that has caused them PTSD. But I also think that along with that, you go get help for it. And
Yeah.
I tell you all the time, I am, you know, it's a stigma sometimes in our community about therapy, but I am an absolute advocate for therapy.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, some of your therapy, a lot of your therapy is in the Word, and then there's also, you know, Christian counselors that you can go to that can
Absolutely.
help you interpret and help you get an understanding.
See, I think especially if there is a medically diagnosed chemical imbalance,
Absolutely.
that's when we have to trust that God works through people, and then there are doctors that can assist us with those imbalances. However, I am also an advocate when it comes to spiritual things that we should go to a leader within our church or
Absolutely.
whoever that we feel can mentor us and counsel us in that sort of form.
But the key is you got to want to get help.
You got to want to get help.
And you have to walk away from every time and every session and every reading. If you sit down and you read the scripture and you walk away with no understanding or no reflection of wanting to change or wanting to do better, then you might as well close your Bible and go to bed.
Yep.
Alrighty. And the same thing is if you know, a lot of people I think go to different counseling, even with their own ministers, and they go with the intention of, well, you can't just go to him and say, well, I taught my pastor off of this, but then I'm going to do this.
Right.
You'd have to legitimately be able to accept change and accept the responsibility, own it,
Yep.
want to change, and actually do the work
Actually
to change.
do the work. Yes.
Actually do the work to change. So that's my tea for the day.
I love it. It's good. And that's Table Talk for today. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, you know we got Ask Ron and Penny.
Lord.
It's coming. Y'all
It's
ready?
coming.
Get
I
get
might
on
get
the
a-
phone.
I might
Tell
get a
your
feel.
folks, make sure they don't want to miss his segment, because this is going to be a good one. In the meantime, this is my friend. Her name is Lisa Knowles. This song is called Great Big God, and she's a great big singer. We'll be right back. Right here on the Ron Todd Show, and it is time for my favorite part of the show. It's time for Ask Ron and Penny.
Ask Ron.
All right, so here we go. Here is our first question of the day.
Hi, Ron. So I just got married, and my husband and I just got a gorgeous house together. My problem is I have had my dog for 7 years now. My husband never had a problem with him coming over to my apartment before we got married. Always was very friendly. Now that we live together, he has a huge problem with him. He gets jealous about him all the time and is giving me an ultimatum that it's me, either him or the dog. I don't even understand how he can do this. He knows that I've had this dog. He's like a member of my family. He's like my son. I have no idea what to do. Please help me.
Ooh, that's a toughie. So, okay, I hate when I do this, but I have to play it back to make sure I understand. So, before they got married, her husband now would come over to her apartment and had no issues with the dog.
None.
But now, and see, that's what people gotta understand. It's different, just like a human. It's different than when you live with Fluffy than when Fluffy is just you just
Visiting
visit.
Fluffy, right. So that is the question. What is Fluffy doing that is so annoying to him? Is Fluffy tinkling on the carpet?
Right.
You know, is Fluffy leaving the husband little brown poofs, little gifts, right? Little presents. Like, what is Fluffy doing? But she said he's jealous of the dog.
Well, he gave her an ultimatum. It's him or the dog.
She said he's jealous of the dog.
Oh.
So that kind of made me think that Fluffy is.
Is she giving Fluffy more attention?
She giving Fluffy more attention than the husband because she said she's jealous. So now I hope Fluffy is not. I hope it's not a three-way thing, and her, Fluffy, and they all laying there together because Fluffy should be in his own space at night.
Right.
Is she?
Well, a lot of dog lovers allow their dog to sleep in the bed.
And it's actually like small thing. Like you guys, and I'm sorry, but you are a man. You guys crave attention, and we have to go out of the way to always give it attention. So the first thing when she comes in the house, she can't be like, "Hey, Fluffy, there's Mommy's baby."
Yeah.
She's going to have to pay that man some attention
Well,
first.
because we're still alpha men, and so it's like, especially if this dog is a boy, he's probably like, "Oh no, no, no."
Right, and he's used to being the center of her attention. So is she always doing things with Fluffy, and is she fussing at him about Fluffy too? Because then that would be a problem. So, again, there's nothing in the wedding vows that says, to death do us Fluffy. So I don't know. There's nothing. So I think she's gonna act. She probably needs to find what exactly is it that he doesn't like about Fluffy.
I think. We talk about this all the time as far as the communication. They need to have a conversation.
Yep.
Because the thing is, something that Fluffy's doing is making him very upset to where he know that she loved this dog. And he know the dog is like family.
Is it Fluffy doing it or is she doing it? Is
Or
Fluffy masking something that because a lot of times, again, I love y'all to death, but y'all will just not come out and say what the problem is. You all are going to find 101 ways to go around whatever your problem you have with me. So communication. Fluffy is not the actual problem.
Right.
Unless I walk in your house and it smell like Fluffy. Yeah. And Fluffy's leaving little spots everywhere.
Yeah.
Fluffy's leaving people packages. Then that might be an issue.
And I will say this, when I had a dog, air fresheners were my friend. And people say, "Oh, well, that just masks it." No, because at the end of the day, a dog is a dog.
A dog is
still
dog.
an animal.
Right.
And so even if you only take them out and bring them back in and whatever, they still have a doggy smell.
Yeah.
And so what the air freshener does is it keeps your home, smelling like however you want it to smell. So I had the spray ones. I have them plugged in.
Yeah.
I have them all over the place just because it is what it is. And it is work. You have to clean, too. When you have a dog, you have to constantly clean. And bleach has to be your friend. So there's work that's associated with being a doggy parent. And if you're not willing to put in that work, then you don't need to have no dog.
Right.
So it goes back to the conversation. And so since he's already given her the ultimatum, I think she needs to sit down with her husband and, with Fluffy in another room.
Yeah.
Fluffy don't even need to hear the conversation, whether you understand it or not.
Or is there somebody that can take Fluffy?
Yeah.
If it's that big of a deal.
Right.
Is it? Because I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know that maybe Fluffy's getting a lot of attention because she said he's jealous of Fluffy. So.
And she'll have Fluffy sitting right there. Fluffy know what's being said. Fluffy know what's going on.
Yeah.
Listen, these dogs are smart. Fluffy will know that he's talking about him. So no, you put Fluffy out, and then y'all sit and have a conversation. Just y'all
right.
two.
Just y'all
Fluffy
two.
don't
Right.
need to lay on the floor.
Right.
You know, you don't need to throw him a tree.
Yeah.
None of that.
No.
Right?
And if he's still acting a fool after Fluffy leaves, then Fluffy can come on back home and. Okay. Anyway.
I think it's just a
We'll let that
conversation.
one
What
Yeah.
is going on between you and Fluffy or you and I concerning Fluffy that's making you want him to leave?
Yep.
And is there anything we can do to make this all work? It may be he needs to go to obedience school. You know, because another thing is, you got to remember, if they weren't living together, Fluffy may be growling at him because that's his amasa,
Right.
not
and
husband.
And when she's with her husband, it should be her and her husband. It shouldn't be her and her husband and Fluffy. You know, is it every time they go somewhere, Fluffy got to take the ride too? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, you know, you just got to,
they going
it's
out
Fluffy
for ice
sitting
cream and Fluffy licking her tongue.
No, it's Fluffy in the front seat and he in the back.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
Hey, I'm just asking.
Whew. Okay, let's go to the next question. I hope we've helped you.
Yeah,
sweetie.
good luck, honey.
Okay.
All dogs don't go to heaven. Just keep that in mind. All dogs don't.
Okay, here we go. Next question.
Hey, Ron. So, I was dating this girl for about 4 years. 2 of it was in high school, 2 of it was undergrad. We actually ended up being engaged.
Okay.
And she called off the wedding for reasons she really couldn't explain. But I think we've been apart for, I don't know, about 2 years now or so. And here's where things get weird. I recently found out my brother is dating her. And so I'm just not really sure how I feel about that. What are your thoughts on the subject, Ron?
I already know. You had it your way. I had it my way. That's the color purple.
What?
That's the color purple. Well, I'm going to be honest. And I'm just going to start it for you. He lost me and I've been dating her for 4 years. Because why are you dating anybody for 4 years?
Well, he did say it started in high school into a couple years into undergrad. So they were kids.
Okay, so they were kids. So now your brother's dating her.
But part of the story that was interesting to me, he said we were engaged, but she broke it off for a miscellaneous reason. So she never
It
said.
ain't miscellaneous, it was his brother. That ain't miscellaneous. That's not miscellaneous.
Oh.
That's my brother.
Well.
He is his brother's keeper, though. I'm just saying. Okay.
That's so sad, y'all. This is really sad because I would never do that to my brother.
Right. And here's the thing. I guess we have to look at he needs to sit down and have a conversation with his brother first of all. Mm-hmm. And now you have to figure out what relationship is worth holding on to, her or your brother, because obviously this is the person that you loved, and you're not about to sit around at Thanksgiving Day and watch your brother and her, be lovey-dovey, canoodling, and she feeding him mashed potatoes, because somebody gonna be wearing the mashed potatoes. You have to be real about that. So it's no sense in you saying, well, I don't, for the love of my brother, he can go ahead and date her and be happy.
No.
Because it's the brother, they're not married.
No.
And that was not too nice of her.
Yeah,
One
but
way
you
or
know
the
what?
other.
I agree with you because at this point she's a skank to me. So I don't even have nothing for her. But I'm gonna deal with him because you my flesh and blood.
All right, him brother wrong too.
Brother wrong.
Him brother wrong too.
Because you have no self-control. When she came sashaying over to you, you ain't never seen no woman before. She just knocked you off your feet.
Maybe she needs to teach some classes. She got it going on.
Listen.
She might.
Her milkshake brought you to the yard.
Look who's coming for dinner.
And then it's a recipe for a disaster.
It is.
I can only imagine how their mother feels, because if they were engaged, Mama know her. So it's like, oh, you back with another one of my sons.
Yeah, because more than likely she was the prom date. So yeah.
Okay, we don't have that much time. We gotta move on. God bless you.
Have a conversation with your brother and get a therapist.
Here we go.
Hey Ron, I got a question. Listen to this. So I went to meet my boyfriend's parents, and I don't think they like me, because I don't know why. Is it because I keep my hair done, I get my nails done, and then after all of that, somebody was in the kitchen cooking, and their nails was just freaking dirty. Like, oh my God, like it's just fungus under their nails. One of their nails was like really gray, like. Then the other one was just scratching her behind. I'm like, no, I can't eat all of that. You know what? What shall I do? You tell me, what shall I do in this situation?
Right, they probably felt like she was trying to be bougie. They felt like she was being bougie, and it don't have nothing to do with her getting her nails done and her hair done.
Well, yeah, apparently you can tell she carries herself differently from her boyfriend's family. So here's the thing with that. It's just your boyfriend. You're not married. You're not engaged yet. Even if it does come down to that, you are married to him and not his family.
That's right.
So just remember that. You ain't ever got to go over there, and please, baby, don't eat nothing, because
how do you get fungi in your nail?
Please don't eat nothing. You can. You can. If if the family, if they got the fake nails on top of it, you can get fake fungus and stuff trapped inside of there. Ooh. But scratching the rear end okay. So sweetie, listen, honey, you're married to your boyfriend. Now, as long as you ain't seen him scratching his rear end and then cooking in the kitchen,
right? That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. You be with him. His family does not have to like you. If it's not causing a rift in between the relationship.
What if they do get serious and they get married? Again, is she not going to be able to go?
Conversation. No, conversation. I'm not going. I might go, but I'm going to have my lunchbox.
That's right. If you go, pack you some
something. I wouldn't need over there. Yeah, but that's a conversation she has to have with her, with her man. Your mama scratch. Or whatever. I mean, she just got to have that conversation with them. And good luck to her.
Good luck to you. And since you see where he come from and what kind of caliber of people they are, if he does get engaged to you or gives you a ring or anything, get it appraised. Okay.
Ron, I have a question. Me and my wife's son just don't get along. He comes in here in the middle of the day, all types of night, open the refrigerator, slamming the door, turn on the lights, playing that loud music, smoking, eating up all the food. What should I do?
So, these questions sometimes are interesting because they tell you a piece of the story.
Right.
But I'm going to just guess that wifey don't want him saying nothing to the son either, because this is an open and shut case to me.
Exactly.
Because he would be out. First of all, my door don't open at certain hours. So if you're going to stay here and you feel like you want to lollygag in the streets to the wee hours, you come back at 8 a.m. or you come back at 9 when I'm up. But you're not going to wake me up out of my sleep in the middle of that. Then you slamming doors and you in my refrigerator and you drinking my juice out the jug. You crazy.
Wifey may not want him saying nothing to the son, but that is your wifey, and you are obligated to tell your wife. Either you tell him or I tell him. I'm going to tell you, ain't nothing like a man that put his foot down.
Come on.
And run his house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he's going to have to do, is run his house.
That's right.
Don't make me stop buying food. Mm-hmm. Okay? So he needs to have a conversation with his wife. Listen, sweetie, I love you, and I love your son. I'm there to support him. I'm here to help him in any kind of way. But we've got to establish some ground rules in this house.
That's right.
And number one is the chain goes on the door at whatever time.
Exactly.
That's it.
Period.
When he comes here, he needs to be respectful. If it's 2 pieces of chicken in the refrigerator, he needs to ask if he can have one, because the 2 pieces of chicken belong to him and his wife. Mm-hmm. If it's 3 pieces, he needs to ask if he can have one. If it's 10 pieces, he needs to ask if he can have one.
Period.
Okay, period. So he's got to establish that. Be the man. Lace your shoes up, put your belt on, pull your britches up, and take control of your household.
That's right.
And that's the bottom line. And you have to tell her, because ain't nobody ever told her before.
That's right.
All right, baby boy gots to go.
He gotta go.
Okay?
Yep. I agree. So I hope we helped you, with your situation. Make love to your wife real good and she'll forget all about the son. Those were the questions for today.
That's true.
Some things son can't compete with, and that's one of them. Heller.
That's true.
We hope that you guys enjoyed the show today. We had so much fun
As usual.
always.
As usual.
So remember, if you have a question, all you have to do is email me, PastorRonTodd@gmail.com. We would love to answer your question right here on the show. But time flies when you're having fun, so we are done. But we love you so much for free, and we'll talk to you next week right here on the Ron Todd Show. Thank you so much for watching.
You've been listening to the Ron Todd Show, heard every Tuesday evening right here on WVTC Radio Detroit. If you have enjoyed this broadcast, won't you consider liking and sharing this with a friend or family member? We'd love for you to share it to your Facebook page. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit. We are WVTC, winning victory through Christ. The views and opinions expressed on the previous broadcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WVTC Radio Detroit, its advertisers, or affiliates.
WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.